You know, my son King, he's a passionate young man.
Very passionate.
Yeah, and he has some tumultuous times.
Another thing, I'm a free man. Stop, goddamn! I'm not locked up. I'm straight. I was, but I'm back.
Let the world know about you for people that don't know who you are.
What I like to tell people is, if I'm the ugliest in this world, what that make you?
Looks like the Harris family drama just exploded way past the limit. T.I., the self-proclaimed king of the South, is back in the headlines, but not because of music, hustles, or rap beefs. This time, all eyes are locked on his son, King Harris, and the mess has the whole internet spinning out of control. The latest tea, straight up chaos. A batch of leaked photos just hit the web, and they've set social media ablaze. Now the whispers say T.I. might be done with his own son over this circus. Fans are asking loud, has T.I. finally snapped, or is there an even deeper scandal hiding behind the smoke? King Harris, still grinding to build up his own spotlight, just stepped into fatherhood. He welcomed a baby with Big Nana, his much older girlfriend. And from the start, people were side-eyeing that whole situation. But now, with a newborn in the picture and fresh drama dropping like clockwork, the temperature around his name is boiling over. Controversy doesn't just follow King, it practically packed its bags and moved into his house. And it gets crazier. The internet is buzzing heavy with a rumor about a leaked tape that allegedly shows King living a whole double life. People are saying he's been entertaining an entirely different side of himself behind closed doors. To top it off, some sources are now pushing a wild theory that the pregnancy with Big Nana might have been nothing more than a cover-up to keep his real personal life out of the spotlight. The second that rumor touched social media, the internet went wild. Folks started pulling so-called receipts, drawing red circles on pictures, and digging into every tiny detail that doesn't seem to line up. Suddenly, nothing about this story feels clean-cut anymore. That huge age gap between King and Big Nana was already sketchy to a lot of people, but with these new bombshell claims dropping non-stop, their whole relationship is now under a microscope. Even when T.I. proudly announced King was about to be a father, fans swear his vibe felt off. Instead of that glowing proud dad energy, people swear T.I. looked more like he was disappointed, maybe even suspicious. And now here comes the twist of all twists. Just when it couldn't get any messier, TikTok decided to throw gasoline on the fire. A viral video is making waves, claiming King Harris might not even be the baby's biological father.
Is it me? But should have King did a DNA test from the jump? Soon as that baby dropped, they should have got a DNA test. Or you can still do a DNA test while the baby is still...
Yep, you heard that right. The baby might not even be King's. This twist flipped the whole situation from messy family drama into something that feels ripped straight out of a wild reality show. Word on the street is that T.I. went off after a so-called paternity test suggested King could have been raising another man's child. Now it's no longer just about King's reckless choices. It's about T.I. trying to process the idea that his son might have been played in front of the whole world. And just when you think it can't get any wilder, boom, Tiny Harris, King's mom, jumped into the fire swinging. In true Tiny fashion, she posted up a sweet family pic with her new grandson and clapped back in the caption, warning fans not to fall for the fake internet lies. She brushed it all off like nothing but clickbait noise trying to drag their name. But Tiny didn't stop there. She threw even more shade, hinting that she's ready to school some folks spreading rumors, letting everyone know this family isn't here for the disrespect. Then King's big sister, Zonique Paulins, came through and spiced it up even more. She hopped on Twitter with pure sarcasm, posting, "What street this word come off of? Chili." Yep, she really said that. But here's the kicker. Even with the Harris clan rallying around King, plenty of fans still aren't buying the defense, because when the drama starts piling up this heavy, people can't help but start connecting dots. Between the paternity rumors, the leaked photos, and the whispers about King's so-called hidden lifestyle, it's all hitting at once. And to a lot of people, it feels way too calculated to just be coincidence. Now the timeline is buzzing, wondering if there's something way bigger brewing behind closed doors. The whispers are only getting louder and fans are asking if T.I. and Tiny are scrambling, not just shutting down gossip, but trying to shield King's deepest secrets. With everything spinning out of control online, people are left wondering, did the Harris family already see these tapes and allegations coming? And are they trying to run damage control before the real storm hits? The leaked pics, the paternity drama, and that weird vibe around King's relationship with Big Nana got fans side-eyeing the whole situation heavy. Some are even saying the setup, King dating Big Nana, becoming a dad so young, might have been part of a bigger plan, a cover-up to keep people from digging too deep into his real lifestyle. And let's be real, when rumors start stacking this fast, the questions never quit. If the Harris family knew leaked footage was about to drop, were they working overtime to shield King from the blowback, or just sitting back, hoping the storm would fade away? Now here's where things twist even more. Kodak Black's old comments just stormed back into the spotlight. Back in 2019, during his beef with T.I., Kodak went way past petty on Instagram Live. He didn't just throw shade at T.I., he hurled homophobic slurs straight at T.I.'s sons. At the time, it felt reckless, messy, and totally uncalled for. But now, people are digging those words back up and asking, was Kodak just trolling for clout, or was he hinting at something deeper behind the scenes? Kodak literally said, "You should have made one of your little effer sons write a rap."
Hit me and give me my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son.
Back then, folks brushed it off as typical Kodak antics. But with today's chaos, it's starting to sound like he might have been signaling something. Was that a warning shot? Think about it. Kodak wasn't just clowning T.I.'s music or trashing Tiny, who he called Piggy. He dragged T.I.'s sons right into the crossfire. And now, with leaked tape whispers, paternity doubts, and rumors about King's hidden lifestyle swirling everywhere, Kodak's old words hit completely different. What sounded like random rap beef years ago now feels like Kodak may have been dropping hints nobody paid attention to. And the wildest part, the timing lines up almost too perfectly. That Kodak versus T.I. feud popped off in 2019, right after Kodak disrespected Lauren London in the middle of Nipsey Hussle's tragic passing. T.I. jumped in quick, telling Kodak to fix his words expeditiously. That's when the gloves came all the way off. Kodak clapped back with some of his coldest, most personal shots. He mocked baby him, let him go through it, taking a direct swing at King Harris. But here's the wild part. This all happened years before today's King Harris scandals even hit the internet. So if Kodak knew something back then, was he aiming calculated jabs, confident the truth would eventually spill out? Was it all right there in plain sight? Looking back now, Kodak's words feel less like random trolling and more like coded warnings everybody ignored. He openly clowned King and dropped lines that today sound way too close for comfort. And here's the sting. It's not only about Kodak's words, it's about how the Harris family responded. T.I. fired back with a diss track, sure, but he never once addressed those specific slurs about his sons. That silence had people whispering. Was T.I. scared to add fuel to a fire he couldn't control? Now fans are connecting the dots. Could Kodak, in his reckless way, have been spilling truths the Harris crew wanted buried? And if that's the case, why did no one take him seriously back then? Maybe folks were too locked into the Kodak versus T.I. beef to notice what was hiding between the lines. But fast forward to today, and it's clear. The timeline from Kodak's shots in 2019 to the leaked chaos in 2024 paints a picture of a family caught in a storm of secrets, scandals, and non-stop pressure. The Harris family might be scrambling for damage control right now, but the internet never forgets. And the thing about buried secrets, they always claw their way back to the surface. So now everyone's asking, how did the signs get missed? On the outside, King Harris looked like he had it all: money, fame, and family loyalty. But behind the Instagram shine and reality show smiles, the truth was a whole lot messier than anyone guessed. Recently, King dropped a bombshell confession that flipped everything fans thought they knew about his past. Turns out, his childhood was nothing like the glossy image we saw on T.I. and Tiny the Family Hustle. Forget the mansion shots, the big family dinners, and that picture-perfect vibe. King revealed he actually grew up at his grandma's house. In his own words, They'd come get me from my grandma's house for filming, and right after the camera stopped rolling, I'd go right back. That one line tore down the entire narrative. Behind the scenes, King wasn't living that polished celebrity kid life. He was mostly being raised away from T.I. without a steady father figure in his day-to-day world. Now, with rumors swirling about his identity, lifestyle, and relationships, fans are asking, did that distance shape the chaos we're seeing now? Without daily guidance, maybe King never had the space to open up, process, or even figure himself out. And with the truth spilling out, one thing's clear. His real upbringing was nothing like the perfect family image TV tried to sell. Sure, King's grandma may have been loving, but let's be real, she wasn't built to prepare him for the pressure cooker of being T.I.'s son. Fame, non-stop cameras, and zero room for mistakes. That's a brutal setup for anyone. And for a teenager, it was basically a trap waiting to explode. Over the years, King's name kept hitting headlines for one stunt after another, from that viral one-chip challenge with a homeless man to the internet dragging him for his extreme dental makeover. Each move seemed louder than the last, and instead of finding balance, he sank deeper into public chaos. Then came the move that had fans really shaking their heads. King called out the late rapper Julio Fulio for a boxing match. Some saw it as a desperate grab for clout, others as proof he was addicted to drama. Either way, the message was loud. He was stepping into dangerous lanes without a second thought. For someone raised without a steady foundation or strong guidance, these weren't just reckless choices. They looked like loud cries for direction. Then came the viral mini-mart meltdown. King caught on camera screaming at an employee, acting entitled, and completely losing control. Social media roasted him instantly, proving even the smallest run-ins could blow up into chaos when his name was attached. But the real breaking point, the infamous NFL headlock incident. At a game, King got into it with fans, yelling he was standing on business. Things escalated so fast that T.I. had to put his own son in a headlock in front of a packed crowd just to calm him down. That moment told the world everything.
I know you. 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 Ain't no mystery, baby. I know you know. I know you know. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you let somebody play with me like that?
King was spiraling out and T.I. was barely keeping him from going off the edge. And the mess didn't stop there. King got arrested after cops allegedly found grass in his car. And to make it worse, he'd been filming music videos, flashing weapons, stacking more trouble on top of an already shaky image. Even Boozy spoke up, warning King to straighten up before it's too late, while T.I. looked torn, caught between protecting his son and forcing him to face reality. From petty drama to actual legal problems, King Harris's life is starting to look like a time bomb waiting to go off. Every headline paints the same picture: a young man drowning in chaos, searching for identity but taking all the wrong exits. With every new move, the pressure of growing up in the spotlight is getting harder to cover up. Is this all one big cry for help, or just the result of having no real boundaries at home? Either way, the warning signs are flashing bright. Even King's own words show the toll, like when he snapped, "If I'm the ugliest mother ever in this world, what that make you?" Behind that clapback, you can hear years of online hate and the pain of missing real emotional support. Now, with leaked photos and whispers about King's alleged double life surfacing, the family's every move is under a microscope. Tiny posted festive family pics, but fans swear it wasn't just celebration, it was distraction. Critics are questioning whether the Harris clan is truly supporting King or just trying to cover up the chaos. Tiny brushed off the rumors, calling them clickbait and claiming nobody really knows their truth. But the internet isn't buying it. Plenty believe it was a calculated diversion, especially as the talk around King's private life and alleged leaked content started catching serious fire online. Looking at the big picture, King's rough upbringing, the non-stop controversies, and rumors spinning like a tornado, this is way deeper than clout chasing. With T.I. not always around and a reality show painting a polished fantasy for the world, King's real struggles slipped right past the cameras. Behind the scenes, was the Harris family too focused on protecting their brand to notice what was really happening with him? Or are they only now scrambling to save face while the spotlight burns hotter than ever? And that sparks the biggest question: why would T.I. seem ready to distance himself from his own son? For starters, King's behavior has turned into a liability. From messy feuds and reckless stunts to legal trouble, he's become a walking headline, and not the kind that adds shine. For a man like T.I., who's built his name on authority and control, King's wild moves might have finally crossed a line. Then comes the elephant in the room, that old rumor that King might not even be T.I.'s biological son. Tiny has shut that down loud and clear, calling it clickbait and standing firm for her family. But let's be honest, the whispers haven't stopped. If anything, they've made the story even more suspicious. The fact that King spent so much of his childhood living with his grandmother instead of under the same roof with T.I. and Tiny, yeah, that's only added more fuel to the fire. Critics can't help but wonder, was that just bad parenting, or is there a deeper truth nobody's saying out loud? Could those paternity rumors explain why King and T.I. never looked fully bonded, or is it just another chapter in a family drowning in drama? Between King's scandals, the leaked pics, the paternity chatter, and the whispers about his preferences, it's clear why T.I. might feel forced to step back. Whether it's brand protection or raw frustration, the distance between father and son keeps getting wider. So now here's the real question. Did the Harris family fail King, or is he simply rebelling the way some young men do? Could the paternity rumor be the real fracture point, or is it King's own behavior tearing things apart? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a drop. The next video goes even deeper than this, and trust me, you do not want to miss it.